Hello, hello. So this is another video here. Let's have some music. Let's see if it's good volume here. Maybe it is. Okay. So Postnostalgos and Quantum of Conscience have talked about the peace sign. Okay. And I'll leave a link to some. Maybe I'll do that. We'll see if I find the exact video. So what was mentioned was this crucifixion of Peter, Saint Peter, you know, and he was crucified upside down. And this was ordered by the Emperor of Rome, Nero. And so I realized that, okay, after listening to Postnostalgos videos, I realized that, okay, maybe that is why I talk about this Robert De Niro. Maybe I talk about Robert De Niro because he is Nero, as I will explain a bit more here. But I mean, he is like the Emperor Nero a bit. I mean, it's some kind of representation of that. And as I will explain, you know, in this poetic reality we are living in. Okay, you can see what I mean. So this is called Nero's cross or broken cross. Maybe I don't say exactly. I mean, it's some kind of Nero's cross symbol. The peace symbol comes from that Nero's cross stuff, and that's because, as you can see, Saint Peter, he chose himself to be crucified upside down. Saint Peter, he chose to do that because he didn't want to be be crucified like Christ himself. Okay, he didn't want to have that same symbol. Okay, and it's like he thought he wasn't worthy enough to be like that, so he did it upside down, and so this Emperor Nero became this anti-Christian symbol, and we have the so-called satanic upside down cross, which, as I understand, comes from this symbol. Yes, of course I understand this. I actually have some notes about this from a long time ago, but yes, it's in Postnostalgos video. Yeah. So he's crucified upside down, and this Emperor Nero did some bad stuff to Christians. I'm not reading anything here, but you know, he became, you know, he supposedly did a lot of bad things, Emperor Nero, okay, according to the history books. So, but in a way, what did Nero do? Nero, the Emperor Nero, what did he do? The Roman Emperor, he didn't do anything, you know, he was just sitting there and saying things and ordering things. But when you order things, you don't really do anything bad, you know, that's my opinion at least. And so what happened is that Emperor Nero became a symbol himself of something bad, and he became a scapegoat, something to blame for the entire wrongdoings of the Roman Empire. Just blame Nero, the blame of Nero. And so I see the same thing going on here with this current fame of Nero, the Robert De Niro, and how he himself had the power to spread, just like Emperor Nero had the power to treat Peter more respectfully. So did Robert De Niro. He could have made this documentary in 2016, and I see this pattern in reality around that if he would have done this, there wouldn't have been any problem with yabba-dabba-doos, you know. So in a way it's his fault, but also from another perspective we are responsible ourselves, and I'm just presenting this as a pattern that it's some kind of repeat. It's some kind of repeat of like this old Roman story of how Nero punished Peter, but what he really did was he punished the stone, because Peter means stone in Greek, Latin, Aramaic and Hebrew. So this Peter stone got punished by Emperor Nero, and so was maybe our stones by the yabba-dabba-doo. Our spiritual connection maybe got punished or destroyed by the yabba-dabba-doo. I don't know. I'm just saying that there are these patterns. So the Emperor Nero, as I said, he ordered the crucifixion of Saint Peter. And what's interesting here, as I said, is that Emperor Nero became himself, he himself became a scapegoat. And it becomes this Ouroboros, you know, the snake eating its tail. It's a repeat, the repeat of the story. And you can see this in Robert De Niro's Taxi Driver movie. He even looks like the Joker himself, and it is some kind of repeat of that movie, The Taxi Driver, and you can see how he transforms into this more, I don't know what to call it, punk or this other hair thing, and he himself becomes a clown, and he makes this revenge, you see. And so we have the Ouroboros eating its tail, because who is the target in the Joker movie? Well, it was Robert De Niro. So, and in the first movie we have Robert De Niro playing the main role in the Taxi Driver. So we have this snake eating its tail. In the same way we have Peter himself betrayed Jesus, and so he himself, Jesus Christ, he betrayed Jesus Christ, and he didn't, and this was something that he predicted, you know. It's called the denial of Peter. So what I think all of this is some kind of illumination ritual of, you know, scapegoat, the scapegoater becoming the scapegoat. And so there is some kind of enlightenment, and in the same process that Peter or Simon himself betrayed Jesus Christ and reached wisdom and was given the keys of heaven, in the same way we see some kind of repeat here, I believe, with Robert De Niro himself. And so as we can see, there is this real prize that Robert De Niro got for being, he got the highest medal representing like freedom, and I would add peace because we have the Nero cross. So but he got the medal of freedom. Let's look at this.
Robert De Niro. For over 50 years, Robert De Niro has delivered some of screen's most memorable performances, cementing his place as one of the most gifted actors of his generation. From The Godfather Part 2 and The Deer Hunter to Midnight Run and Heat, his work is legendary for its range and depth. Relentlessly committed to his craft, De Niro embodies his characters, creating rich, nuanced portraits that reflect the heart of the human experience. Regardless of genre or era, Robert De Niro continues to demonstrate that extraordinary skill that has made him one of America's most revered and influential artists.
See, he got the highest prize, and you notice that there is a pentagram on it, and there is this famous, whatever, let's not talk about that. But yeah, okay, Jesus is pentagrammatron, is called also pentagrammaton. That's another name for Jesus, Jesus Christ. But okay, so what I think this prize that he got, it symbolizes the actual the thing that's going on, with the peace and the Ouroboros and the Nero's cross, and that's why he got the prize, I would say. He was supposed to get it to teach us the lesson of scapegoating. So fantastic. I mean, it's the worst. I can tell you myself, when I understood this scapegoat, I call it scapegoating philosophy. There is some books on it. I actually discovered this subject, some really old books on this subject, but so they exist. Maybe not. There needs to be said more in this subject, but it feels so good to not blame anyone. Let's see what's on the next slide here. Yeah, we're going to talk about this next again. So it feels really good not to blame anyone. I don't hate anyone any longer. I hated a lot of people earlier. But right now, you could say, of course, I am disgusted by human nature. I am. But I met my father some days ago, and I told him that I told him about this, and I said that I will know if there comes some kind of psychopath that orders the killing of millions around us here, I will not hate that person. you see. I will not blame that person that orders all the killing, you see. The person is kind of innocent. The person that orders the mass execution of, let's say, 100 million people, it's innocent. It doesn't do anything. It's not doing anything. So yeah, what you are tempted to do is to lay the blame on that person, because what you want to do is to deny the ugliness of human nature and the way that our groups are built. It's almost as if you cannot positively shape a group unless you alienate something else, unless you speak bad about someone else. And we can feel this solidarity with each other when we talk about how bad someone else is. And maybe that's the only way to build like a group, you know, to have something in common. You can only have something in common if you paint someone else as a bad person. And yeah, so let's continue here. This is something that I talked about earlier. You know, I found some things. The Robert De Niro, his real name is Bobby Milk, and there is a connection here to Booby Milk. And what's going on here is the same thing that happened with Saint Peter. Saint Peter, the milk is creating the pearl of the mind, the philosopher's stone. And we have Booby Milk here. We have fame of Nero, Robert De Niro, the Booby Milk, prima materia. He refused to play the role in 12 Monkeys, as I said here also. And yeah, what in 12 Monkeys, what caused the monkey pandemic in 12 Monkeys? Well, it was someone called Dr. Peters. So the Peter stone caused the, yeah, you know, and I understand why. When you don't scapegoat, when you don't blame people anymore, there is no cure. We need to blame someone to create a cure to our denial. Unless, yeah, we will. It's almost as we will die from disgust of ourselves if we don't blame someone, you see. So I think this is actually, it's all psychogenic. It's all psychogenic. It's all voodoo. It's all voodoo and psychogenic. Yeah, he was supposed to play the role of James Cole, and his Booby Milk was supposed to be combined into the Peter Stone. Okay, so that's all guys. Some presentation here. There is a lot of things going on, as you can see. This Ouroboros with Robert De Niro, the scapegoater becoming the scapegoat and reaching a state of enlightenment, just like Saint Peter himself betrayed Jesus Christ in some way. He denied knowing him 3 times, as you can see. It's called the denial of Peter, and humanity sucks. Okay, that's all I have to say. So, but this, yeah, what I have to say more? Yeah, I just want to say thanks to Post Nostalgos and to Quantum Conscience for highlighting these things that I didn't know about, and I'm not really... I understand why I talked about Nero now, since Emperor Nero was the one that ordered the execution of Peter. So I get it, and Emperor Nero shouldn't be blamed. The scapegoating has to end. Okay, that's all. See you guys. But yeah, as I said, when you remove the scapegoat, you remove the cure. There is no cure anymore, because scapegoat in Greek means, what was it? Pharmakia, and is the root word of cure, pharmacy, and so on. So the word scapegoat is a cure. The cure is needed for curing, like, the curse of God, I think it's called. There is a curse of God which we carry, okay? And unless we sacrifice someone, a scapegoat, we don't have any cure to our nature. That's all. See you guys.